Hi, and welcome to this big UC update with 8x8. I'm Susie Harrison, Head of Content, and today I'm very happy to be joined by Michelle Paitich, who is Channel Chief at 8x8. Today will be a deep dive into Michelle's professional background and her role currently, what's cooking up at 8x8, and of course some exciting innovations in the world of UC. So thank you to Michelle for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me, Susie. It's great to be here.
So can you start by telling us a bit about your professional background?
Absolutely. I got into tech when I moved to Salesforce. That was my first entry to working with partners. And it was at a really exciting time there when Salesforce had the App Exchange for a long time. And these were all of the ISV partners that had built solutions on top of the platform. So it was at a point where the marketplace was flourishing, it was monetized, and I came in to build out a partner success function and lead the ISV partner program to figure out how we really scale and grow the entire ecosystem of ISV partners. So that was really exciting. That was my first job really working in a partner ecosystem. Then I moved over to Twilio in 2018, and that was right when Twilio was launching their Flex contact center product. And that was an awesome primer for me when it comes to CPaaS, contact center, really starting to look at AI tools. And it was early days there. So that was recruiting the team, recruiting partners, writing contracts, really building out the entire indirect motion for Twilio. So that was really incredible for me to be a part of, not just building the go-to-market motion, but really looking at it across partner types and how you surround the technology that a company is building and taking to market with multiple types of partners. So ISVs, SIs, resellers, BPOs, and how you truly create the ecosystem. And then I came over to 8x8 coming on to about a year and a half ago now. And I lead all of our resellers, our channel partners, MSPs, SIs. And what really attracted me to coming here was the product vision and strategy, our innovation, and the fact that this truly is a channel first company. A lot of places talk about that, and those things have absolutely proven to be true.
And so you've alluded to it a bit there, but what aspects of your role now are you most passionate about?
The reason I'm laughing is I think when I talk about partnerships with people, I think it really comes across how passionate I am about partnerships, because I see, and I'll go on a tangent for a second, but when I talk about it internally, I'll say, look, this is what 8x8 sells. We sell what's in this circle, and that grows as we add additional products, as we expand into new markets, that grows. But when you surround that with an ecosystem of different types of partners, that's where the magic really happens. That's where you get to experience all different kinds of product innovation, but with these different companies across different types of partners. That's where you see customer satisfaction really go through the roof, because they've got trusted advisors and experts for every phase of their journey, of their customer's journey. And we just see amazing results as a part of that. Part of what I'm so passionate about is partner empowerment and building the connective tissue between not only what 8x8 is selling and how we're working with customers to build outcomes with our partners, but also when we start to have partners partnering with each other. And now what you get is verticalizations and specializations and end-to-end solutions for customers that are driving the outcomes they want to achieve, with maybe 8x8, some of our technology partners, our resellers or our SIs. And I think that's really incredible is when we get to do that. The other thing that I talk about all the time is I want us to be the easiest partner to do business with. I want it to be easy to get enabled and trained, easy to become an expert, easy to work alongside us, shoulder to shoulder as an extension of our sales team. And those are some of our guiding lights as we are not only working with partners and working cross-functionally, but as we think about what we're going to build.
It's definitely a very admirable goal. So you obviously go through your working week with a lot of passion and motivation. Can you just tell me a little bit what a typical day might look like for you?
Absolutely. Something I am trying recently is, since I lead the global team, one of the things I'm trying to do, and if you looked at my calendar for today, I wouldn't be doing it well, but I try to alternate my days so that some days I'm waking up early to work with the EMEA team. And then other days I'll alternate and stay up late with the folks in Asia and Sydney. So that's my goal. It doesn't always work great. But I wouldn't be a sales leader if I didn't start my day looking at my dashboards in Salesforce and seeing what's top of mind in the 8x8 work app. But other than that, my goal is check-ins with the team to ensure that we're aligned on, what we need to be doing, where we need to be going across strategic projects. I tend to, in the middle of the day, have some conversations with our top partners around what we're doing in opportunities, what we're doing for go-to-market, where we have an opportunity to work more closely together if there are challenges that are going on. And then thinking about some of the strategic initiatives that we have going on. Where are we with product marketing, with channel and field marketing? Where are we with how we're really getting our arms around the end-to-end customer journey and how we are ensuring that partners have a role to play across that entire journey and working with our sales orgs. So I always want to do a check-in and see where we are with those things at the end of the day. And then something that I've taken to doing is I end with a list of just everything candidly, everything I haven't gotten to that I know is still on my to-do list. And I learned something from a guy that I worked with at Twilio to prioritize my top 3 most important tasks.
Right.
So I'll write out this whole long list, which will then terrify me. And if I had it at my desk, I could show it to you. But I prioritize whatever the top 3 things are that have to get done the next day, no matter what. And we'll schedule out whatever else I can.
It's funny because to-do lists rarely get shorter, do they? Because you're always adding to the bottom. So that's a good idea to, really focus in on what the priorities are for the day ahead.
Well, and of course, then I'm prioritizing and I'm starring them, and I look at it and I think, oh, would you look at that? Now I have 8. That's not the point of my 3 most important tasks. But it's a nice goal.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like your role is all encompassing and you have a lot going on. So I'm sure it keeps you very busy.
And that's the fun stuff, I think, is, I always want to take roles where there's an opportunity to build and to learn and develop and grow. And so those are the things that I think are really exciting. And it can be hard sometimes because you're in the middle of writing this list, and it's important to bring your head back up above water and say, oh, look at that. Look at where we've gone. I mean, we just had our analyst day and a customer advisory board. We had a great partner panel, and it's so rewarding to hear from the partners about the experiences that they're having, because it means that the things that we're working on and how we're approaching our relationships really are making a difference. So those are the things that keep me motivated.
And can you give me your best elevator pitch on 8x8?
Oh, sure. Okay, let's see. Here's what I will say about 8x8. And I love this question because I get partners telling me what their best elevator pitches are and how they view the value and how they're talking to their customers. 8x8 is the industry's most integrated platform for customer experience across unified communications, contact center, and CPaaS APIs. We enable front office workers, back office operations to have really deep AI-driven insights so that they are able to help their customers at every stage of their customer journey.
Is there anything unique about the company culture internally, something that you perhaps hadn't encountered before that you think makes 8x8 really unique and exciting?
Yeah, culture is always top of mind for me, and we talk about the culture a lot internally, and I think that's so important because culture isn't just something that happens to you. It's something that you can't touch it and you can't feel it, but you experience it.
Yeah.
And what I love about 8x8 is it's truly, first of all, we call ourselves teammates, which is helpful because 8 is in our name. It's truly a culture that's built on collaboration, accountability, and really being customer obsessed. Our CEO will talk about turning our customers into heroes, and we are all 100% aligned around making our customers heroes. Like that is really something that we all live and breathe every day. We make bold decisions. We take risks. It's on everyone to innovate, regardless of where you are or what your title is. And I think that is truly what makes this culture something unique and wonderful to experience.
And who typically buys your products and services? What do you view as your sort of ideal customer profile?
Yeah, great question. And the reason I think that's so great is because when we're going to market and we're thinking about the product that we're taking to market and that we are building, we want to ensure that we're talking about outcomes. And I know that you have heard me say that already, but part of the reason I think that's so powerful is the universe right now of products that are available it's only increasing, and customers really want it to be very simple. And we talked about 8x8 is the most integrated platform. And one of the things that we're hearing from our customers is they don't want the noise. They don't want more vendors, even though you see a proliferation of companies coming to market. They want one expert to talk to. And they really want all of that to be very connected. We serve companies in, mid-market, enterprise, kind of, everything in between. We're also a great fit for regulated markets, healthcare, retail. Those are some of the verticals where we see quite a bit of success.
And are you having sort of similar themes in conversations with those different verticals that you're working with? Like, are you having common themes and the challenges people are facing, what's keeping them up at night? You've spoken about this sort of consolidation and simplicity, but you're getting sort of curiosity and interest in other themes?
We are. And I always take the view of, what are we hearing from our customers? How are we talking to our customers? But my customer is always also the partner. And what am I hearing from them? And what are they hearing from their customers? AI is absolutely top of mind. Simplicity, yes. I mean, I can't stress that enough. We could probably spend hours just talking about that. But AI is absolutely another one. And I think that is shifting quite a bit as well. That our partners and our customers now are talking a lot more about AI orchestration, for example, and bots, and responsible AI is coming up more and more. How whatever they're wanting to build really needs to be based on ROI and what they want the customer experience to look like. The other thing is, when I'm talking to our partners, they're thinking about migrating off legacy systems too. So that is a big one. And it's funny because I feel like we were talking about this years ago as well, when everyone was starting to talk about digital transformation and what that was going to look like. But it's something more now where it's becoming faster, and they're really looking at how to get their customers oriented around what the next phase of their journey is going to look like. We also see huge demand for omni-channel experiences. I'm, coming from, CPaaS previously, and having CPaaS be integrated across our entire platform now. I think that's going to continue to rise. And with all of this, just compliance and trust, especially with AI, I think is absolutely top of mind for customers and for partners.
And sort of picking up on those developments, how does 8x8 approach innovation? How are you ensuring, constant feedback? Where do you get new ideas? Does it all come from the customer, or how do you guys sort of tackle that?
Absolutely. A couple different things. It is absolutely part of our culture. Like we talked about, innovation is a huge part of that. But we have constant feedback loops with both our customers and with our partners. So we've got customer councils. We're planning our third partner advisory board for the year right now. And one of the ways that I like to talk about that is, because we're in constant conversation, we are always using that to feed into what our product roadmap is going to look like, but not just innovation for our product roadmap, also how we are aligning our business and our go-to-market motion and how we're innovating there as well. And what that enables us to do is truly build shoulder to shoulder with our customers and with our partners. I mean, coming off the partner advisory boards that we've had one in the UK, we had one in Sydney, and we're planning our North America one now. And what's so powerful about those is we get a chance to say, hey, look, this is what we're thinking about with the program. Here's what we just launched with our product roadmap. Here's what's coming. Is this making a difference for you over here? What are you seeing? Is that going to be where you're going to take your customer conversations? If not, what does that need to look like for you? And then we get a chance to follow up with them later. So that's absolutely something that we're thinking about all the time.
And picking up on that piece of sort of these looking forward conversations, what is the one technology that you think is going to have the greatest impact on your sector in the next, say, 5 years' time?
Oh my goodness.
This is when a AI, which presumably is going to play a part, but anything
this
else
is when the
on your
crystal
radar
ball would be amazing. I mean, I think at this point, AI is a given. Like, we know that it's already making a difference. I mean, in the last 6 months, the conversations that I'm having with partners have changed dramatically, where it was my customers asking for AI and here's what we're thinking, to now really quickly it's become, this is my strategy around AI for my customers, and here is where I am telling them we need to go and where we're going to start and what's going to make the biggest difference. So I feel like with AI, we know that, And we have some good guesses for how it's going to make a difference. And gosh, in 5 years, it could look completely different. I do think, um, I do, I do believe that the convergence around the UC, CC, and CPAS presents a huge opportunity for us in getting our arms around that for customers. I think there's also still quite a bit of white space with some key verticals. So I think that we're going to continue to see more of that strategy come to play, where trust, security, compliance matters a whole awful lot. But one of the things that I'm hearing a lot in conversations now is not just the technology. We live and breathe that every day, so that's a natural place where we spend all of our time. But I think that one of the biggest opportunities might truly just be how we are operating in this sector, how we are working with our customers, how we are working with our partners. What are those operating models going to look like? What are those partnership models going to look like? I think that is going to be huge in the coming years, is not just how we're doing that at 8x8, but what that means for how we get to partner. And I think a lot of that will probably be led in some of those conversations that we hear from partners, where they come to us and say, hey, here's how we would love to partner with you going forward. Here's who we also want to partner with. So let's create a verticalized strategy across these partners. I think the companies that get that right will reap the benefits.
Interesting. Well, great. Thank you, Michelle, so much for your time today. It's been great speaking. Thank you to our viewers for joining us. Obviously, we'll be keeping an eye on all these themes today at uctoday.com, and also tracking what 8x8 get up to next. So thank you again for your time.
Thanks so much for having me.